Great job. I think the reality of it is we didn't play as good as we needed to collectively in the first half. I put a lot of that, trying to understand like we were going to get their best shot. And the fact of the matter of it is I just don't think we were ready. That's coaching. That's on the head football coach. And we got to be better. And so, I'm disappointed obviously in the way we started. I'm really proud of the way we finished the football game. We gave ourselves every opportunity to win the game, and we need to make some plays that we didn't. I didn't think our detail was great today. I know we've said that, those of you that have covered us, that we got to continue to be better. And it caught us. It caught us against a really good football team, and hats off to them and hats off to Coach Satin and certainly Cincinnati.
Matt, you guys were able to completely curtail their production until that 38 play. What happened? Somebody just get behind the...
Yeah, I think we probably sold out to stop the run, and that was a great call. So tip your hat to those guys. I mean, man, they made a great play in the moment, and like I said, I feel like if you had diagnosed the game, we were there to make some of those plays in the moment. We just didn't make them, and some of the plays in the moment they made, and like I said, it's a really good football team, and so credit to them.
Why was their running game so effective in the first half?
Yeah, we'll have to watch it. I don't think we were very vertical. I think it looked like we were playing a lot more horizontal than we were vertically. I think it's really hard to do that against a team that's going to run the zone. We see that against Iowa and some of these other teams. And so we just didn't play vertical enough in the first half. I thought we made some great corrections in the second half. We're able to kind of be better. But obviously it's hard to give a great team, an entire half to be able to play in their flow of the game. And, we just were never able collectively as a football team to turn the tide.
What's it like to watch Rocco take the hit he did and then go out and lead a couple touchdown drives?
I mean, I think we've said this multiple times. I mean, you'll play any game, anytime, anywhere with that quarterback. I mean, what Rocco's about, what he stands for, great toughness, character, all those things still matter in our sport, and it's why we were there at the end of the football game to have a chance to win it, So, man, I'm really proud of him. He would probably tell you the same way. We'd love to have a little bit more detail in our football game, but man, his toughness, I'm really proud of him.
How much does not having Kyle affect your decision making? And it seemed like there was a lot of fourth downs you probably otherwise would have kicked.
Yeah, obviously it's a unique challenge, and the reality of it is we prepared for that challenge too. So again, those are moments that, man, you got to make some of those, you got to win some of those moments, and we just didn't have the ability to make some of those moments. But obviously, we're super grateful for what Chase is doing. He's giving our team a chance. And that's all you can ask for. So we're really proud of them. And like I said, as a football team, when a good player goes down, everybody else has got to be able to step up.
Matt, you get the turnover, and unfortunately you're not able to go down and score right after. Is that one of those things where maybe the tide turns?
I think a huge moment in the game, right? I mean, and there's probably, we got two returners back on the punt. They're able to down it on the 1 yard line. There's just, man, there's a lot of those little things in the football game when you look at it. We're going to watch this, and obviously, we'll be frustrated with the lack of detail. But again, I'm saying all that, understanding that this is a really good football team. Obviously they got a great quarterback. My respect for Scott and Tyson and what they're about is through the roof. So hats off to them. Our details got to be better, and you can put that on the head football coach.
When you have a film session today after some of those mistakes, those details being short, what's that like on your end?
Yeah, it's always the same. That's a silly question. Every day is the same. So, man, Sunday we come back, we always make corrections, win or lose, we never flinch.
What can you tell us about Carson Hansen's injury and status?
Yeah, Carson got concussed, and so we just couldn't put him back in the second half. So hopefully we'll know a lot more about that as we keep moving ourselves forward. But I think from that standpoint of it, I thought Abu really did a great job. I thought he got into a great flow in the football game, which was great to see. Dylan Lee went into football games. It's going to be fun to watch, what he looked like in the second half. But, man, I thought Carson did a really great job in the first half, so it stunk losing him.
Will he be able to go home with you guys?
Who's that? I believe so. Now I'm telling you that without having full knowledge. Yeah. So, but I believe he's all right.
Without watching the tape, what was your evaluation on the new corners you guys were putting?
Man, I thought some of those guys made some really good plays. I mean, Quentin Taylor, down in the red zone, I thought made a couple of really good plays. I thought he made a couple of really good tackles. Obviously, Trey is continuing to play good football. Give them credit. I think you talk about one of those moments. It's maybe a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and it's a 50-50 ball, and they're able to make the play. That's going to happen to every corner in America, and I thought Trey came back and played really good football after that. And I thought David Coffey went in and, at least from an early evaluation, probably could be better on Tuesday. But I really thought David did a great job in the game. Benny, I thought, showed up on special teams in some areas, and I know he got into the game a corner too. So, again, we're not flinching there. We feel like we've got really good football players, and those guys will only continue to get better. But a great opportunity for those guys to show up today, and I thought they did some really good things.
Toughness is a word that you have used a lot this season.
Yeah.
How much does it mean to you to kind of see your team respond the way they did in the second half and not just lay down and get crushed?
Yeah, I mean, the world wants a result, and I get it. It's our sport, it's our profession. I care about attitude and effort, and I care about what kind of fight our kids have. And man, the one thing I told them after the game, I couldn't be prouder of them. I mean, we'll diagnose the result. That's coaching. We got great coaches. We got really good players. There's some detailed things that need to continue to get cleaned up. But buddy, if you got kids that are willing to fight for it and continue to fight for it, then you got a real chance. And so that's what our locker room's about. I really appreciate who our kids are. And, we'll look forward to getting ourselves back to practice and continue to grow forward.
Detail is a word that you've used a lot here. How much of that is penalties today? That seemed to be something that your team struggled with more today than previously this season.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Boy, there was a lot. So that'll be interesting. I think always, when you talk about not beating yourself, certainly one of those criteria is penalties. We'll have to look and see if those are. Man, there are some times where there's physical penalties, and then there's some times where there's some, mental penalties where you just got to be better. So we'll have to look at all those, and again, I'll have a better answer for you for Tuesday when I see that and see what that looked like.
Last question for Coach. Anyone has one?
I was just going to ask, did you get a chance to reminisce with some of the older players that came through here?
Yeah, it was really awesome. I think that's one of the fun things about being somewhere 10 years is you get to these different areas and different cities, and and obviously how much this city has meant to us in recruiting. From Dayton down to Cincinnati. I mean, the great players that come through our program, we have great gratitude. To see Deshaunte today and last night at the hotel was awesome. Malik Verdone, what he's doing right now with the Falcons, and to see him back and around just means a lot to me. And again, sometimes we can get lost in all the other stuff, but still one of the greatest things is those guys coming back and being around our program. We're really fortunate to have that.
Did you get to see David Montgomery?
No, not yet. I know he's coming in for a big game, so I know they got a big one tomorrow, and obviously we'll all be pulling for him. I think we got the loudest Lions cheering section ever in Ames, Iowa, so we'll be proud of those guys. Yeah, thank you guys.